I'm just thinking about like when we first started recording here and then like how I'm feeling right now. I feel like already way more relaxed.
You
like,
seem a lot happier.
I I think it's because I graduated.
That too.
No, but also it's like the pattern of just like you get used to how things work and like I don't know. It feels like a lot more natural to just like it feels like having just a conversation.
And being in a room is great.
Yes.
Together. And not over the internet.
Yeah. No, this makes such a big difference.
We are brought to you by Pure Yoga TV, on demand and live stream fitness and yoga classes. Get fit fast. Stay fit for a lifetime on your schedule. Choose from an ever-growing selection of classes, including hot yoga, vinyasa yoga, inferno hot Pilates, yoga hit, ashtanga, meditation, and even more. We all know that exercise helps mental health. Well, now you don't even need to leave your home to reap those benefits. For only $9.99 a month, you can get full access. Go to pureyogatexas.com/pure-yoga TV and become a member today. I know this doesn't have anything to do with our episode, but I would love for you to update the listeners that you did just you said it, but you graduated.
Yeah.
Your residency.
Yep.
And now you're going to do a fellowship
for 2 years in child and adolescent psychiatry.
Wow.
And then after those 2 years, I will be done with my training. And then I have my actual job of being a psychiatrist.
Wow, which is just another form of training in itself.
Exactly.
No, you're never not learning.
You're joking, but that's real.
Yeah.
Like it's like I don't think you're even you call yourself like a junior attending because it's like you're just a few years out of training, and it's like you learn on the job a lot more than just in training.
So you'll be in your mid-30s and you'll be a junior.
Exactly. It never ends. Well, yeah, it never does. It never does end. You're also going to continue to learn, and they have like continuing medical education requirements for even when you're like an attending, like a psychiatrist, which is good. They make sure you learn and stuff, but yeah.
I just got an email from my psychiatrist that I gotta make an appointment because they asked for a refill. I go, yeah, refill it. And then it notified her. And I'm like, didn't have to. Yeah, refill it.
Yeah, refill it. Also, the way you framed it sounded like a Rodney Dangerfield joke. Like, I just got an email from my psychiatrist. I tell you.
I don't get no respect.
Yeah, no. I said refill my respect. Because I don't have any left. Yeah, there's none left.
Well, that's kind of how it feels. Because nothing has changed. And I still gotta pay my psychiatrist to tell me to just keep everything the same, and I know that's what's gonna happen. You know,
you're not anticipating any changes.
No, there hasn't been changes in a long time. I'm gonna say yep. No, I'm good.
Like run through the checklist.
Yes,
are you sleeping okay?
Yes,
are you eating okay.
And I kind of think, which is that by law or something that they have to do that.
I think it's good practice because like a lot of medications, the primary things you want to make sure you're like that someone is functioning. The things that are really important are your mood, your sleep, and your appetite. And obviously like if you're having thoughts of not wanting to be alive, but I think you can cover so much ground by just asking those 4 questions. And a lot of the medications we have either can like affect different parameters within those. So like some meds can increase your appetite or decrease it, affect your sleep for better or worse. So like those questions I feel like are checklist questions because they're so high yield in just asking those 4 questions.
Yeah, because I feel like at this point, so I've seen the same psychiatrist now for maybe since maybe 2013. So we have I feel like there was a time where I've seen psychiatrists where they really went through that whole checklist, and now she kind of just hits the big ones for me because she knows I'll let her know, you know. So I asked if it was by law because I didn't want to get her in trouble because she doesn't always, I don't think, ask all of the, like she'll ask about my sleep and my appetite and that kind of thing, but there was like a more formal, like 10 or so questions that I used to get all the time. Are you feeling hopeless, helpless? I'm like, we'll define both of those.
They might have been doing a screening questionnaire, which is
Maybe
like,
that's what it was.
there's benefits to that too, is like you make sure you're not missing anything, and also you can track someone's improvement over time, or if things get worse, you have a numerical score to back that up. If you are kind of like having a little bit more of a free flowing style and just kind of like asking.
Yeah, I'm a free flower now.
And
like,
that
I rap.
Yeah. Oh, you freestyle during
I
the
freestyle
sessions?
during the sessions. Yes, I'm a good rhymer.
How does that affect your prescriptions?
I'm on a high dose because high rhymed with sigh. So I said, yeah, I often sigh. You got to put me on that high.
And they're like,
Dose.
do you? that didn't rhyme at all.
It does.
It does.
Dose is in parentheses.
Okay.
I said it for you, but
Well, I think I now have a lot more questions.
yeah, she's not a psychiatrist.
She's not. Yeah. Okay. Well, we got to talk then, and we'll do that at another time. But the way this is going, I almost wonder if this should be the season finale.
I think it should.
Yeah.
Let's just make this the season.
Should we
finale.
actually?
That's fine with me.
Yeah, we can do this and then do the ADHD.
That works for me.
Okay, great. Let's just do
Yeah,
that first.
this is a good warm up too.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It's more conversational. Yeah.
So yeah, this is the season finale. So we'd like to thank you for listening to all
Yeah.
these episodes.
Yeah.
And
Whichever camera you're in, thank you.
thank you.
I hope it moves to that one.
And we hope you appreciate the video format.
Yes, I
Because
have.
that's been amazing, and we would like to thank Mike Nell at Second Floor Studios.
Yes,
right, for
thank
having
you,
us.
Mike. I
you.
hope he's listening.
Thank you.
Oh, there he is.
Oh,
I was worried he wasn't listening.
he heard his name, so he perked up.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like any dog.
Oh, and we want to thank Mike's dog, Wrigley,
Wrigley.
who's just such a joy. We should post Wrigley on.
we'll have to do that today. There used to be this thing in college called Pause to Relax, where during finals they would bring dogs.
Oh, what a good idea.
Yeah, and it was called Pause to Relax, and yeah, what a great. I wonder how many. I feel like there were only like 5 or 6 dogs, so those dogs really got a lot of action, but they're really tired by the end of the day.
Yeah. Just like everyone else during finals week.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's it. Always is so. So I one time I was getting blood work done or something, and didn't want to be there, and I was anxious, and the was this amazing nurse who was taking my blood pressure and stuff. She does this thing where she taps on my arm, and it like really grounds me, and it's just a simple tap, tap, tap. But she goes, "Okay, go to like your happy place." And I just thought of my dog.
Aw.
And then she goes, "What did you think?" Like it was like such a huge difference in the blood pressure when she checked it when I was thinking about if my dog was with me. I go, "Oh, I was just thinking about like I was just with my dog." She's like, "That was incredible." It made such a difference in
I
my
would have
blood
loved
pressure.
to see the difference in the numbers.
I know.
Also, this was for what again? Like
It's hard to say. I was at the gynecologist, but I can't even quite remember why. Why I was so. It was just some checkup, and I was worried about maybe it ended up being fine. But
See, that's a wholesome story, but the pessimist in me is thinking like, was she just trying to fudge the numbers?
yeah. Well, she didn't know the number. Oh, you're saying the blood pressure
Yes,
numbers.
yeah. Was she trying to just get a lower score? I don't know why she would want that.
Yeah, I don't either.
Just to.
I don't like this pessimistic side.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
you,
Neither do I.
actually.
I'm trying to get rid of it, and I
Yeah.
think it's good to verbalize it just so it can be challenged.
Because I actually really like this nurse.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
back off.
Yeah. All right. I will. All right. Well, that was like a aggressive optimism. I like that. I think that's good energy to have, and I think this is not the first time I've witnessed it. I think like we've talked about this, but there were times during when we were first starting where I was getting like pessimistic and like worried about what would happen, and you were like, picked us up. You were like, we are not done here. And I was like, oh my God, Macey, that was like awesome. It's inspiring.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, seriously,
Yeah.
it really is.
Yeah.
Where do you think you got that from?
Probably my SSRI I'm on.
Really?
No, I don't know. I really feel like since I turned 30, there's been like a shift in how I feel about things. And I think for so long, I think it's very normal to get in your own way. That's like we all do that. But I feel like I'm just getting less so in my own way because there's so many other things to get in your way. The last thing you need is yourself, you know?
Wow.
So I don't know. I just feel like also I think this year I hit 10 years of doing stand-up. And so I don't feel as much like a imposter anymore.
Yeah.
And I just thought, oh no, I kind of, because everyone said when you get to 10 years, that's when you. And,
I remember hearing that. Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, okay, I did it. I was like, and I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I think that's it too.
That's
I think for so
awesome.
long I had to feel like I was like had to prove that it was okay for me to be doing whatever I was doing. And now I feel a little less like I have to like, oh, I'm just doing it.
Yeah. It's the imposter syndrome is just not there anymore.
Yeah, which is interesting because it's like maybe I should have had imposter because it was new. I didn't know what I was doing. So that is what's interesting. I've been thinking about that a lot.
You should have had imposter syndrome is what you're
Or
wondering?
those feelings were maybe just kind of warranted. Like because I didn't know what I was doing. I had just started. I had never done anything like this. I definitely think I was too hard on myself, but maybe there is a healthy amount of like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing and I am an imposter for now.
I think that's the difference is like I'm an imposter for now. Because it's one thing to like say I don't belong here at all. It's another thing to say like I'm going to get there and I just don't have that skill set or experience right now, but I'm going to get there. Those are very two different attitudes.
And I think it's so hard to trust that you're going to get there and to be okay not being there.
Yeah.
That's really hard.
Yeah. I mean, what's interesting, because I feel like I probably had dealt with my own imposter syndrome going like from med school to residency and just each life stage change. But I think about my work, it's like climbing a ladder and there's very clear steps to climbing that ladder. It's like you're in first year of training, second year of training, third year of training, and each year has the expectations for what skill set you need to have developed by that time. With something like stand-up, I don't know if those benchmarks are necessarily there. So it's interesting how different that structure is. Like I have that structure and it's very clear what I need to expect. And if I meet those expectations, it's like, okay, clearly I'm doing something right. But I feel like with stand-up, because there aren't those hard set benchmarks each year, it's like, it feels to me it would be easier to develop that imposter syndrome because you can always make an argument that you're not where you should be.
Yes. And so you can come up with these like self-imposed benchmarks. Like, oh, if I do this, then I do this. But then if you don't get it, it's like, well, it doesn't really matter. Like, you know, you don't have to do that to then do that. You just kind of created that in your mind. So
yeah, that's a good point. I feel like that is also a difference between like our careers is, I don't know. Sometimes people just within their first year, they just blow up. And other times it's like 20 years in. I think there's like some famous comics now who are doing it for like way more than 10 years. And it was just like recently that they quote unquote made it. It feels very different compared with like.
But I think how it's maybe the same somewhat is that a really good doctor and a really good comic, it doesn't really matter how old you are. Like, and ideally, the longer you've been doing it, the better you are. I think, not always, but you know, so I think it is harder. You're not going to be this like incredible, you might have great instincts, but you're not going to be this amazing psychiatrist right out the gate. And you're probably not going to be an amazing comic right out the gate.
Yeah, exactly. I think there are you might have ingredients that make you more like it's easier for you to excel in those domains, but you can't just be great right out of the gate. Or there will be small areas where it really does show.
And I guess everything's kind of like that.
Yeah.
You know, everything. But it seems like it's harder for people. Like, you think about the music industry and even just acting. It seems like there's more pressure to hit younger. I mean, everyone wants to hit when they're younger, but I don't know. It seems like...
Yeah. I don't know if I've noticed that. Like you feel like as time has gone on, there's more of a pressure to feel like you need to have made it at an earlier age compared with before.
Not compared with before.
Oh, but it's always been a thing.
I think it's always been a thing.
Yeah. I think I feel like I can make that argument for any field.
Yes.
It's like you see the people who are much younger and you're like, wow, I should be there. It's like you start comparing yourself with that person. But
like, wow, he's 3 years younger than me and he's already a VP or whatever.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
It is. I think it really, I notice that when I'm not comparing myself with others and I'm just kind of like making the most of what I'm doing, that's when the best work comes out.
I know.
And I don't know, like, what was interesting when I was doing stand-up was, this is really strange, and I never felt like worried if someone was doing better than me. I feel like this has really helped me out, just live my life in general, but if anyone was quote unquote doing better than me in some way, especially because I was like a novice, it's like, it's inspiring to me. It's like, oh, that person like achieved the goal of making a room of people laugh, and that's awesome, and I want to do that too.
Like, you see it now as a possibility, or it's like, oh, it's possible this person did it.
It's just like, oh, that person did a great job, and like maybe there's something I could learn from that.
Wow, that's healthy.
And it's awesome. Yeah, I think about that, and I'm like, if I had the reaction of like, oh my God, there's so many people who are funnier than me, I am never going to be able to like make it like that. But I don't know. I also feel like there are a lot of opportunities. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like there are a lot of opportunities for comics. Like, I think you can all share the space.
Yeah.
I think there are like certain opportunities where you are in kind of direct competition for like getting auditions or roles or like specials, but I feel like you're able to, each person theoretically might be able to get their own space. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that was my impression.
No, I think that's totally true. I don't think, I'm just now like realizing that kind of.
Yeah.
I think this is a kind of a two-parter thing. Like, first thing is, I've realized not everyone wants this. They're doing the same shows I'm doing the same. They might have a podcast. They don't want the same things I do. Like, I think you just assume everyone wants the same as you do, and you're in competition with everyone. It's like, no, you kind of have your own thing.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of has their own, like, and you find out, like, I was talking to someone who is a comic who has been doing it a long time. She's my age, but like kind of grew up in sort of Hollywood and like danced and did theater and like all this stuff that I never did, and so I thought I was so far behind. And then she's like come to learn, like, wait, do I even want to do this? Like, this is just something that I was kind of forced on me. And I was like, wow. Like, she was someone years ago I was comparing myself to, and years later she's like, I don't even know that I want to do this, and I'm like, oh, I know I want to do this, you know. And I think you don't really know what people want. Yeah. And what you want is so just for you and tailored to you, like you said. And I also think for like a stand-up show, like if you think about, like last night I was on a show with like maybe 6 other comics. What you really want is I feel like you kind of think like, oh, I want to be the best. But I, for so long, was doing those shows where I was not the best because like I was low on the totem. I was running the sound just so that I could be on the show. Yeah. And like, I'm not going to be better than these other huge headliners. So I just want to keep up. I just want people to walk away and be like, oh, she wasn't maybe not even think of me.
Wow.
Like, just that's how I was. I just blended in.
Interesting.
But I don't necessarily want that anymore. But last night I was on like a heavy hitter. Like I was on a really good show, and so I kind of felt the same way. Like I just don't want to be the worst, or even if I am the worst, I don't want it to be considered that. You know?
Wow. Oh my gosh, that's really interesting. I don't think I've ever heard you say that, and I'm thinking about like how I used to think about doing it, and it's I put so much more pressure on myself, and I was a lot more nervous than you were. And I wonder how, when I was starting, if I had thought about it the way that you were thinking about it, if it would have helped me be less anxious about performing.
Maybe.
Because I was like, oh my gosh, I have to make sure I get these laughs here, and if I don't, like, if I feel like, you know me, I had a very set routine because I knew what to expect.
Yeah.
And if I didn't get the expectations, and I was like, oh, they didn't laugh at those jokes, and I was like, that usually happens, it would be like really intensely like worrisome to me.
Like kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah, a little bit. It's like it's like not even, I wouldn't say that there were times where I was like bombing, but it was just like less than I thought it would be. And I would start feeling like I was bombing, even though it was like, I'd listen back to it. It was like, that wasn't that bad. But listening back to it, you're like, oh my gosh, they didn't laugh. That's what a healthy mindset to have, of just like, I just kind of, when I'm starting, I just want to kind of blend in and not be the lowest down, I guess.
Right.
Or like memorable for how badly their performance went.
Right. Like you want to be on, if you're on the team, like you want to be able to pass the ball.
Yes.
To the right person.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that makes for a good experience too for the audience. Oh, this is what I was thinking of, is you're not going to be liked by everybody, you know, like everyone has different tastes. And I feel like I'm realizing that much more now, and how it's like, I'm really happy if just like one person after the show like really liked me, as opposed to, you know, it's obviously if you want everyone to like you, but you're kind of learning to build an audience. So you need from each show just like a couple people to be like, to resonate with you.
Yes.
And that almost seems more powerful.
I agree. Those are the people who are going to like stick with you more too. Like those are the people who are going to come to your shows and buy the merchandise, and like the people who are, it's like your fan base, the people who you want to cater towards.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's also what makes it more enjoyable for you. It's, I want to do jokes that I find funny and not just like cater to a large group of people.
Because I know this is like, we'll get a laugh, but I don't think it's that funny. Yeah.
And if your space is surrounded by people who find the same humor as you, it's like even the people who don't necessarily have that same humor, like being in the room with that same laughter, they're going to be like enjoying it a bit more too. That makes a lot of sense, and I think makes a huge difference. Yeah, I guess this is like talking about imposter syndrome in a way.
It turned out our season finale is about imposter syndrome.
How do you relate the concept of imposter syndrome with our podcast?
I think I didn't have too much imposter syndrome about doing a podcast, just because I've done one before. This one is more serious, and that, you know, we're talking about real information and things that people actually, we have to be more careful, you know. And there's been times where I thought something was really funny, and I wanted to keep it in, and we had to get rid of it because we're just trying to make sure we're careful, and we're taking this seriously, but also we want it to be funny, and that is a point. And I also think it being funny makes it more palatable and just makes someone maybe have a nice time, which makes them happier.
Yes.
So
yeah.
I still think that's very important, but I think I'm curious about your imposter syndrome about it, because this is really the first podcast you've done, right? And so
other than being a guest on yours,
right.
yeah.
Right. And I've come so far in the podcasting world. I've like in the podcasting world, but like when I first started just as a guest on that other podcast, I like didn't speak really very much. And because I didn't
on the old one you were doing?
No, eventually I did.
Yeah,
I grew on
when
that
you first
podcast.
started.
When I first started,
yeah.
it was just like a guest, and now I see like, oh no, when you bring on a guest, you want them to talk. That's why they're there.
Yeah,
you know. And before, I felt like I was always stepping on people's toes, and like I'll just speak if there's like a moment, and then I kind of learned how to like make them. I was like, wait, they're not going to take a breath.
Yeah,
you've got to get in there.
Yes, yeah.
And I think I learned that on my previous podcast, which was great. And then learned how to kind of make space for myself and learn how to be like a character on it.
Yeah,
it's a weird way of saying it, but
yeah.
And I wasn't as worried about this because it's just us. But I think balancing the funny with the medical and facts is what has maybe been hard, but also just part of it. Yeah.
I really resonate with everything you're saying. And there's one, I'm thinking about this concept that I talk about with patients and I think is like very relevant to this is the idea of when you are starting something new or something challenging to you, it's very easy to get discouraged because it's not how you're not executing it the way you imagined you would. And that could be demoralizing and make you just avoid it altogether.
Yeah.
And it's the idea of each time you do it, you don't necessarily execute it the way you want it to is not a failure. Like you're getting information and skills out of it. I guarantee you each episode you had when you first started on your old podcast, you were a little more silent and you learned from that.
Yeah.
Like you learned, oh, I did a couple episodes where I wasn't speaking at all and I need to be a little bit more like putting myself in like not interrupting, but showing initiative to add to the conversation.
Correct.
And you learn the skill of including yourself in it and engaging in it. And then the times where people were not taking a breath, you learned how to adapt to that. And each episode you did, maybe it wasn't always the way you thought or envisioned it to go or wanted it to go, but you gained something out of it. And I feel like that's how I thought of this podcast. It's like you come in with this like golden idea that you think is just gonna like hit the ground running and it's like no problem at all and it's gonna match exactly the way you want it to, and you quickly learn how many barriers there are to doing that, whether it's like finding the right equipment or like using Zoom versus Riverside or finding schedule alignment with yourself and others and like all of these logistical things. And but we learned how to use that and like we learned a lot from it, and look at where we are now, like finding this space and even getting more comfortable with using this space. And there's so much that I've learned, and I think like each time I get more comfortable, and I think it gets a bit closer to how I envision it to be. And I think about like some of the amazing episodes we've had. Like I'm thinking about one of my favorites was the one on OCD with Julian Stern. And like it was the closest to how I envisioned our podcast would go. Is you have someone on who struggles with what we're discussing, and we are balancing giving information about it, but also like having a humanistic like perspective at it, where you're just like having the person with it talk about how they feel about it, whether it's on like social media or people talking to them about it. That's like, and it was funny. It was really, it was like such a good balance. And it's like, if we had to do all of that stuff to get to closer to that, like that's what it required.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think something that I'm learning too is you just want to be sipping a cappuccino and someone comes up to you and goes, I'm going to do it all for you.
Yeah.
You know, like we all want just to not have to advocate for ourselves because it feels embarrassing or like it
oh my
feels
God.
weird.
That's something still I'm working on.
Yeah. You want that like just magic of not having to do that. And it just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And like we're here doing this podcast and we don't have to. You know, but we want to, and we think it's important, so we're gonna have to put in the work. Psychology Today didn't swoop in and say, we'll sponsor you, we'll do all this, which is I think always is what you want.
Yeah, Psychology Today is great. I hope the camera was looking at me when I pointed to it.
What else? Blue Apron. Hey, Blue Apron, come in here.
I would go with Blue Apron.
You know, I'm loving Blue Apron.
Yeah. They're ethical, right?
No idea. There's a lot of plastic, so I don't know.
We'll have to look into Blue Apron.
Yeah.
Maybe it's fun.
It might be political, Blue Apron. I don't know.
Yeah, but, we got to do our research. We can't spread information about Blue Apron.
Blue Apron's like, if Blue Apron is like the meals for Democrats, the Republican would be like red barbecue or like red grill.
Red grill. Yeah, red grill. Red grill.
That's for.
We don't want red. No, we don't want red. I don't want a red grill.
I don't want red grill.
Yeah.
I prefer Blue Apron.
Yeah,
we don't
me
have
too.
to get into that right now.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was saying. I got sidetracked.
Well, I mean the Blue Apron thing. Yeah. What do you think would be good for us to do for the next season?
I want. Because this season we really focused on having comics on, which I loved, and I still want to do that. There's a couple of episodes we've talked about that you're like, we need to get an expert on for that. So I want to do that.
Yes.
But, and this is something that is been hard for me, and hopefully by the time this comes out, there will be so many clips online. But the clip thing is frustrating.
Yes.
Because I also want someone to just be like, oh, I'll do them for you.
Yeah.
For free, you bet.
Yes.
I believe in you.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Why hasn't someone done that for
I don't know. Well, reach out to us if that's something that you're able to do. But that's like, I think that is something where I think if we put in the time, we can get good at it.
I know. And I know I can do it.
And I think I can, like, I think it's something we should do. You know what's something I've been doing recently is with two different friends of mine is making accountability hours. So we will either go in person or on Zoom for 1 hour and just do the thing that we've been avoiding on a video call. And it's made those tasks like way better or way easier to do. We should do that with making our clips.
It's a good idea because it was frustrating because I made a clip using this service that I knew how to use, and it just didn't look as good as like if I did something else. And it's like, but we want it to look as good as possible.
Yes.
But now I got to learn this other thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think of Mandy Martino, who was on our podcast. Her clips
They're
are
fab.
So good.
I want to do what she's doing.
Agreed.
Yeah. Which she told us.
She told us we just didn't do it. No, we need to do it.
Yeah.
And I think so we have the resources and stuff. We just need to execute it. And I think during the season break will be a good time to do it.
We can get all those out.
And we have so much content to put out. Yeah. Yeah.
And even stuff that didn't make it the final cut that I want to make as clips.
Yeah.
And like blooper type stuff.
Yes. Yeah. There's so much we could do.
But yeah, what about season 3 for you? How do you feel?
I agree. I think for some of those more nuanced and difficult topics, there's a lot of stuff being posted about like narcissism and borderline personality disorder, and you think you know like what it is and how to talk about it. It is so much more complex than you realize, and there are experts on the topic that are still like learning things each day, and I want to make sure that for those episodes we do it justice and don't just like, we're not just posting clickbaity things that are just like easy to label someone and call it a day. Like I want to make sure it's like really thought out and nuanced. And I agree. I think having an expert on for those topics is going to be
And I also
important.
think it's hard because we are trying to keep all our episodes under an hour. Because that's all people can do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then it's like, how do you tackle such a complicated topic under a time crunch? So that's also something that we've had to learn how to do.
Agreed. I think we've gotten a lot better at it, and I think we can definitely do it. And I think it's even better that we have this skill set now. Like we're going to be able to apply it to the more nuanced conversations.
I remember there was one episode we tried to do this season that we just had to give up on because it was so...
Oh my gosh, dude. That one was brutal.
It was the
and that was on me. That was on me. I mean, like, it was on the types, different modalities of therapy.
Yeah.
So it was like CBT, DBT, ACT.
Yeah.
And
SAT.
Oh, ACT is also a test prep. But we were doing an episode on each of those modalities. And I was like, oh, theoretically, it makes sense because we're just going to do a brief description about the theory behind it and then what therapy would look like doing it with a therapist who uses that modality, and we'll just do that for 8 of them. On paper, it seemed so simple, and in actuality, brutal. It's just too much information.
And there's too many modalities, and there's and then how do you choose which ones? And and it's like hopefully most therapists are using a lot of different ones all at once. You know, some aren't, some are just doing one, but yoy boy.
Yes.
And then it's like, why? And then because we also want this to be something where someone can't just like Google or Chat GPT. This is something that's a conversation that you can't get. So then it's like, if we're just giving these definitions,
it's just a lecture.
They can get that.
Agreed. Yeah. No, I totally agree. And I think how it or what it turned out to was we just did an episode on how to find a therapist. And that made it so much better. And I think especially for someone just starting out, it's like if you're just looking for a therapist, like I think it's just better to find someone who has some like integrative approach where they use a bunch of different things so they can apply it to different situations. I think that's a lot more useful than overanalyzing what kind of modality would be most effective for you.
And I also like that we do episodes that are like, you know, OCD, but we also do Mediterranean diet.
Yes.
I like that they're not all heavy. So I like that. And I get good info from it.
Yeah, I will say that episode, maybe it didn't impact your behavior in any. The reading the research on it has really changed my diet. Like I feel like I'm a lot more mindful about like starting with greens and starting with like making it the center of your plate, the greens, and then adding in more like whole foods. And I feel like it really has made a difference for me. And so even if it's like we're posting it for others, like I've gained information from this too.
I saw Jessica Saul yesterday, who was on season 1 ADHD episodes, and she just listened to the Mediterranean diet.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And she goes, "How's it going for you?" I go, "What?" She goes, "You said you were going to start the diet during the podcast." I go, "What? I did?" I go, "I had a hamburger afterwards."
Yeah.
That's
true.
It is. We went and got hamburgers, but we were with friends, so it felt
we were social. That was part of the diet.
Part of the diet.
Yeah.
But I it still has affected how I'm thinking, and I think my diet has improved since then.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't just me. I wonder how Matt's doing.
The same.
Probably just eating his eggs.
He's maybe he cut down to 5 instead of 6 eggs.
If we did that,
that's
something. We did something.
Do you want to call Julian? See if he answers.
How do we frame getting Julian on the call? Like, what is the context and that is driving us forward to do that?
I think it's funny if we're just going to call him and just ask him if he's camera ready and just see what he says. It's kind of like we're kind of being bullies.
Just prank call him like you're supposed to be here.
I like that.
That's good. That's good.
I like that.
Okay, should I get the...
So we're calling Julian.
And we're asking, where are you?
Where are you, and are you camera ready? Oh my God.
So yes, we're gonna call Julian. A thing. That
What
we'll do.
what was the way that he answered it last time? Like he was so unbothered.
Or bothered, or
No, he answered it like nothing was wrong. He's like,
oh, he goes, "What do I owe the pleasure?" When I called him. Okay, I'm calling him now. Speaker.
Macey Isaacs.
Julian, where are you?
No,
Are you camera ready?
don't do this to me.
I'm sorry, Julian. We had to. It's our season finale, and we missed you, and we just wanted to call you on air.
The moment where I was like, wait.
Yeah, you're on our season finale, Julian. You knew that.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
I am in the valley, so I could get there soon.
we don't have a chair for you, otherwise we would.
What
And you're
if-
also not camera ready, I imagine.
There's no way you're
There's
camera
no
ready.
way.
Oh, I'm so camera ready.
How
He's
is that
always-
possible?
he's always
How are you
camera
always
ready.
camera ready?
Crap.
What do you say?
Say that again.
I'm in a Pete's right now.
Oh,
Be
okay.
respectful.
No, be respectful. We'll let you go, but firstly, what'd you have for lunch, and what are you getting at Pete's?
It's a good question.
I just had a beautiful sandwich from Pete's, and it was one of those situations where when I ordered it, I feel like the guy gave me eyes that was like, oh yeah, you made the right choice.
Oh,
That's
And
how
it
you
was
know it's
delicious.
good.
It was a turkey croissant type of thing.
yum.
And a large iced coffee.
Any milk or just black?
Just black. You know how I do it.
I do.
I didn't know.
I knew.
That's new for me.
Because remember
Are
he
you
talked.
checking in with all of your guests from the season?
No, just you.
Just you. We just wanted
Oh,
you.
wow. Do you want to talk? Cole Sala is about to walk up, or else I would just right over.
Oh, that's so sweet. We'll tell Cole we say hi, and find out
I will.
what we can talk to him about on the podcast. If you could ask, maybe we can do a clowning episode.
For sure, anxiety.
Okay, we can do that with him.
Sure.
Perfect. Okay, well have a lovely time with Cole, and I will see you soon, Julian. Thank you for answering.
Thank you so much for calling. Of course, I'll answer your calls all the time.
Okay, thank you.
Congrats on the season. I will have a wonderful day.
No, you
Thank
too.
you, Julian.
Bye.
What a nice guy.
Yeah.
And what a nice sandwich.
I'll answer your call anytime, he says.
Yeah.
So nice. I don't.
He said turkey croissant.
Turkey croissant.
That's a good choice. Yeah. Oh my gosh, if the employees give
It's
you the
employees
look,
like, you did it.
I did that with actually this drink.
What kind is that?
So this is at Phil's Coffee.
They do weird stuff.
Dude, don't you dare talk badly about Phil's Coffee if they sponsor us.
No, it's good. It's fun.
This is a small filtered soul with light almond milk.
A small filtered,
Filtered soul is the name of the blend.
SOUL. Oh, it's the name of the blend. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
but the filtered part is spelled with the fill. Filtered soul.
That's good. No,
Light
that's good.
almond milk, medium sugar. Get this. Cinnamon in the filter. In the coffee filter.
They put cinnamon in that,
They
so
put
it drips through
it
the.
infuses the coffee. And they said, have you worked here before? I said, no. Why?
Uh-huh.
They said, only employees ask for that type of order.
So how did you know to ask for it?
Because I've been going there when I was in Chicago for med school. I went there a bunch, and I would always order through the app. And the way you order on the app is how the employees would want you to order it. So it's
wow.
the size, whether it's hot or iced, how much sugar, how much milk, and then any special instructions. So I gave it an algorithm, and
now you've got the perfect
now
drink.
I have it.
Phil's coffee. I like their mint. They do
The mint
stuff.
mojito.
Yeah.
Incredible. Incredible. Let's ask them for a sponsorship.
Sounds like
they
a
won't
good
give
idea.
it, but maybe just
Yeah.
the coffee's nice. So.
Well, I've had a lovely time
Me
this
too.
season.
Me too.
And season 3 is going to be wild.
Yes. Yeah. We won't specify
what that means.
What that means. Yeah.
Mm-mm. No, but we've got big things cooking.
Yeah. You'll be surprised.
Yeah.
You'll be
You,
shocked.
won't, you can't imagine what's going to happen in season 3. That's a good teaser.
I like that one. Yeah.
Yeah. You won't believe who's going to die.
I don't like that.
Sorry,
that
forget it. You're not going to believe who's going to, I don't know. I'm tired.
Diet, yeah.
Oh,
All right.
we won't
Well,
put
you'll
it.
see. You'll see some things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll learn. Bij is always learning.
A lot.
Yeah, I'm not anymore. I'm done.
That's okay. It's a lot.
I'm too tired now.
Yeah. Let's go to Phil's.
Let's go to Phil's.
Yeah.
To Phil's.
I wasn't even looking at a camera. Bye. SSRI'M OK is produced by Dr. Bijan Zarrabi and Macey Isaacs, with artwork by Zoe Zakson and music by Raul Garcia, edited by Katie Hettenbach. Special thanks to our sponsor, Pure Yoga TV. The information provided in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Always seek the advice of a qualified mental health or medical provider with any questions you may have regarding a psychiatric or medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you've heard on this podcast. The views and opinions expressed by the guests and hosts are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of their affiliated hospitals or medical facilities. While we make every effort to broadcast correct information, we are still learning. We will double-check all of our facts, but realize that medicine and psychiatry are constantly changing. We welcome any comments, suggestions, or corrections of errors. Lastly, any humor or satire used in this podcast is not intended to trivialize or minimize the seriousness of mental health issues. Listener discretion is advised.